Hey guys, welcome to today's video where we will be taking a look at the playing style of Phil X. Phil is one of my biggest inspirations when it comes to the rock side of my playing, and I've been wanting to cover his playing on this channel for quite some time now, so here we are. If you weren't aware of Phil X until this moment, Phil has his own original band called Phil X and the Drills. They play just awesome all-out rock and roll music. The track that you heard me play over in the intro there was one of their songs called Kiss My Troublemaker from their second album, We Play Instruments In. He also plays and sings in Bon Jovi, and he's been touring with them for a number of years now. The aspect of his playing that we're taking a look at today is the way in which he takes the minor pentatonic scale and sort of twists and manipulates it into these really fast, creative and energetic scale runs. Phil will often run up and down the positions of the scale on just 2 strings at a time using slides like this. In addition to this, he will also take groupings of 5 notes at a time and apply them to the minor pentatonic scale, again just on 2 strings at a time, like so. So I've come up with a Phil X inspired lick of my own that combines these 2 approaches, and you heard it in the intro already, but let's rewind and listen to it once more. This lick is played entirely on the high E and B strings, and we're using the E minor pentatonic scale for this. So here are all the notes of the E minor pentatonic scale laid out on just those 2 strings. This lick begins in position 2 of the scale. So you start by sliding into fret 5 on the high E string, then pick fret 3 on the high E, and then for the next 2 notes on the B string, you can either pick fret 5 on the B string and pull off the 3 like so, or instead of picking the string, you can just hammer onto it like this. So here are the 2 options. Here's picking both of the strings, and here it is only picking the high E string and then hammering on to fret 5 on the B string. So you can just do whatever's most comfortable for you with regards to that. Then you're going to repeat that sequence of notes, only this time you're going to start in position 3 of the minor pentatonic scale. So you want to slide into fret 7 on the high E, and then pick 5, and then 8-5 on the B string. So together we have. So that right there is exactly what I was talking about when I said that Phil likes to slide up and down through the positions of the minor pentatonic scale on just 2 strings. So you could continue that all the way up the neck and then go back down and then back up again if you wanted to. But what I wanted to do with this lick, just to keep you on your toes, is to switch to the other thing that Phil will often do with the minor pentatonic scale on 2 strings at a time, which is switch to odd note groupings of 5. So listen to what happens after those first 8 notes that we just went over. So we have our first 8 notes there. And then we introduce 5 note groupings. The first group of 5 sort of extends position 3 to include fret 10 on the high E string. So you want to slide into that note and then just descend position 3 on just the high E and B strings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you want to do the same thing for position 4. You're going to extend that up to include fret 12 on the high E string. So here's position 4. You're going to include this note. So you're going to start by sliding up to fret 12 on the high E, and then just descend position 4 of the minor pentatonic on the high E and B strings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do the same thing for position 5 of the scale. So here we are. We're going to incorporate this note. So we're extending position 5 to include this high G, which is fret 15 on the high E string. So you're going to slide into that with your pinky and then descend the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then do the same for position 1. We're going to extend that up to include fret 17 on the high E. So here's position 1. We're going to include this note. We're extending it up to include fret 17. So we're going to slide up to that and just descend the scale like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And to end, you're going to play this. So that's position 2. But you're extending it to include fret 19 on the high E string. And you're going to go... And when you reach this E, which is fret 17 on the B string, instead of continuing to go down to fret 15, which is what we have been doing for all of the other positions, is playing 2 notes on the B string. Instead of doing that here, we're going to go stop there and then pick fret 19 on the high E and bend it up a tone and a half. And that's it. That's the entire lick. So again, that's combining 2 of Phil's pentatonic approaches, the first being sliding up and down through the positions of the minor pentatonic scale on 2 strings. And the second one being the application of 5-note groupings to the minor pentatonic scale on 2 strings. There's one more very cool Fill X technique that I want to show you before I go. But first, if any of you watching this are sort of familiar with the minor pentatonic scale, maybe you have a few minor pentatonic and blues scale licks that you like to use now and then, but you're not 100% sure about how to play all the positions of those scales in all areas of the neck and in all keys when improvising. If that is the case for you, I have 2 online guitar courses available for purchase via the links in the description box below, and they go very in depth on scales like the major scale, major and minor pentatonics, the blues scale, the modes of the major scale, and a few others that are useful to know, as well as a whole range of other fundamental music theory tools that guitar players like you and I can actually use and apply in real-world scenarios. So if you're interested in learning more about those sorts of things, you get 50% off via the links in the description. Okay, so the final Fill X technique that I want to show you in this video is something that I actually played in the intro solo. So basically, this is an extreme version of a double stop bend. Now, a double stop bend is where you pick 2 notes on adjacent strings, like the G and B string. You leave the highest note, which would be on the B string here. You leave that in place so the pitch of it doesn't alter in any way, but you bend up the note that's on the lower string. Okay, so that's how most of us play double stop bends, but Fill X always want to push things to the extreme. What he does is he takes this a step further by increasing the pitch of the bend, not with his fretting hand, but with his picking hand, like this. So all that's happening there is you play the double stop bend, take your picking hand, pull the string up. Let's try that on the high E and B strings. This is something that not only sounds cool, but looks cool as well, especially when you're playing it on a stage. So here's a couple of quick little licks that you can use to practice this technique with. Okay, and here's the other one. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this lesson on the playing style of Phil X. I definitely enjoyed making it. Let me know, who are your favorite rock guitar players at the moment? Leave a comment below and I'll check out all your suggestions. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a thumbs up below and click subscribe for more. I'll see you guys in the next one.